Okay, hello and welcome to Does God Exist? The podcast, or some people calling it the Godcast. Today we have the very wonderful Gbemi Oladipo.
Oh my God,
I got it wrong? I got it wrong.
Where are you from, man? Oh my God.
Give me a second chance.
You got two Nigerians in the room.
Give me a second chance.
Saying my name.
Gbemi
Oladipo. There you go.
Oladipo.
Yes. Oluwa Gbemi is my first name.
Gbemi.
Oluwa
Gbemi.
There you go.
Gbemi.
And this is what?
Oladipo.
This is the Does God Exist podcast?
This the Does God Exist podcast.
My first name means God will lift me up. So we off to...
Is that what it means? Yeah.
My name is God will lift me up. That's my name, man. So yeah.
Well,
that's the podcast done, man. Yes.
Well, we go into
we don't need more detail,
we
man.
go into the first.
God lifted me up. I'm here, right?
We go into the first question, right?
Here we go.
And so I'm assuming the answer is yes, but you can describe this. When you were growing up, what's your first memories of religious education or guidance?
Oh, that's a good question. First memory of it. First memory is church used to go to in Tottenham. It's called a celestial church.
A celestial church.
Or white garment. That's what they call it. Where everyone wears like white head to toe. So I remember going to Sunday school.
Even the people in the audience.
Wear
white.
Yeah. Everyone wears white. Then you take your shoes off and you go on. It was literally like right next to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
And you take your shoes off and they go in.
And you go in.
Okay.
And I was Sunday school there. I remember that very well.
And celestial, is that?
I don't know.
Protestant? Christian?
I don't know. Do you know what it is? Yeah, Christian, but I don't really. It's a weird one. When I was a kid, I didn't really understand. It was more like a cultural thing. Like my mum would just go there. All I knew is I had to wear white.
Yeah.
And then in the like main church bit, my mum would be in there. I don't know. And then the kids would be in their own little area.
Oh, you're in a different part.
Yeah, but in the same building. So the kids would be there. And we're just always like playing about and stuff. But I just remember but everyone was like pretty much Nigerian in the church as well.
Okay. Everyone's Nigerian. Okay.
Yeah.
And what, so you're in a different room. Are you listening to like a service, or are you getting...
No, they're like trying to, they're trying to tell you like Bible stories from like a kid's point of view. But in all honesty, it's mostly just crowd control because we're nuts. It's me as a kid. Bro, I was crazy. I was a godless child. Like, I was a crazy kid.
Really?
I was a crazy child, genuinely. Like, I remember, like, all my memories from that place have nothing to do with like learning anything. It's like all my memories are just me getting in trouble.
What would you be getting? Honestly, I would have thought you were like a well-behaved child.
I'm just a hyper kid, bro.
You're hyper energy.
Hyper. ADHD, just So, bro, I'm just there, innit? And I'm just like I remember one time, I don't even know, I was just running from something, and like teachers in the school trying to catch me, and then I go through one door, and I remember I went through the door, and then I tried to slam the door so they didn't come in. And I've left my other hand in the hinge.
Right.
And I've completely slammed my hand on the thing. And I remember this whole nail just came off. I remember it. And it's actually a miracle. I look at it now, and the way it's grown back, you could not even notice. But it literally, when I say from here, the whole thing was just off. But it grew back, Miracle.
How painful was that?
I remember it was being very painful. I literally remember crying. Sipping a Ribena. I love Ribena.
Yeah.
It's my thing. I love Ribena.
You used to have the joke about Ribena.
Oh my God, the Ribena joke. I ain't done that in years. Oh my gosh. I ain't done that in a long time. Yeah, I need to bring that back still. But yeah, I remember just the whole thing came off. I was crying. I remember as well in the same church. Once again, I was always running from people. Why? I've been chased again. And I was climbing on top of tables. And then I went to jump from one table to the next. And I jumped. And I missed the next table. Landed. And my chin hit the floor. And my two front teeth just popped out, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I had something similar.
Madness.
I remember when I was a child and we had a babysitter, and my brother was standing on the counter in the kitchen. And he jumped at the babysitter and she caught him. And then I said, I want to go. And she said, no, because he hadn't asked to do it. Do you know what I mean? He just jumped. And I said, and then she says, if you jump, I'm not going to catch you. And I jumped and she didn't catch me.
She didn't catch you.
And I split my head off the ground.
I like that she stuck to her word. Because that sounded like a bluff. Do you know what I mean?
I thought it was a bluff. I thought it was a bluff.
Oh, I like
Do you
it.
know?
Ooh.
So do you remember some of the stories, or so you're messing around, but do you remember some of the stories?
Nah, not from there. But what I would say is I did have, my mum bought me like a Bible picture book.
Picture book, okay.
Yes. And I remember stuff from that.
Right.
Because I just, not like, and once again, you're a kid, you're not reading it in like a religious sense.
It's just stories.
I'm just like, oh, just good stuff. Just, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just going through it. Just going through it. It's interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. And would you say you believe in God?
Yeah.
You do believe in God.
Yeah.
And
Do
how do you know what? Not really. No. No. But how, when you say you believe in God, how do you see that God? Do you see it as a person? Or do you see it as an energy or as a force? Like, do you feel like you're being watched?
That's a good question. Man said, do I feel like I'm being watched? I don't act like it sometimes. That's a great question. I don't know. Probably, I guess, maybe a person, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Probably a person. Like, I've grown up, bro, in like really hyper-religious environments. Really, really hyper-religious environments. Like when I went to Nigeria, like obviously that was the school I'm talking about when I was here, but when I went to Nigeria for 6 years, the boarding school, that was mind-blowing.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Because I went to a school now run by priests. Like, it was run by the Catholic Church.
Okay,
like the headmaster was a priest.
Okay.
Not a lot of teachers, but some of the teachers were priests.
Same thing where I went to. So when I went to school, so when I was 12, I got sent to boarding school in Nigeria. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
So I went there, and the school I went to was owned by a church. I don't know if you're gonna put visuals in this podcast, but you might want to literally look into what I'm about to say, because it's genuinely mind blowing. So I went to this school called Faith Academy, right?
Right.
Faith Academy was founded by a man called Bishop Oladipo. So let me.
You same surname as you?
Oladipo. I'm Oladipo.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Close. Anything that sounds Oladipo, Oladipo. He's like, yo, all these Nigerians got the same name, you know.
Oh, God.
I like this guy, man. I like this guy. But nah, basically, the school, no, even before the school, screw the school. Basically, this guy bought a forest, a whole big ass forest, yeah?
He's a bishop.
Yes.
Right.
And then in the middle of the forest, he started building a church, like bang in the center. And he built this church called Faith Tabernacle. Bro, you have to, bro, I'm going to show you right now.
I have to look it up, right?
You have to see pictures of this place, bro. You just wouldn't believe what your eyes are seeing. Like, what would be your dream place to play, comedy-wise?
Dream place to play comedy.
In fact, what's the biggest place you've done so far? That's a good.
Big Vicar Street, so 1,000 people.
1,000 people.
Yeah, it's the biggest I've done.
That's cute.
Yeah.
This guy is preaching every Sunday. Yeah,
to 30,000 people or something, isn't it?
30. That would be nice, isn't it?
Bigger.
That's cute. 30. Look at him. 30.
100,000.
30. Nah, look at that.
Ooh,
that's it from the outside.
That's the church.
That's the church. 50,000 people, right? Yeah, I mean, let me show you the inside. Look at that. 50,000.
That's every week.
Every Sunday, bro. 50,000 people. So he built this church bang in the middle of this forest. So he built walls around it, cornered it off. And then he built a primary school there, a secondary school there, where I went to, a university, and within these walls as well, a hospital. There was a cemetery, there was a petrol station, all of that. He basically just built like a mini city, and that's where I went to school.
So did you go to church in that church?
Yes,
every
week.
Sunday. Every Sunday, right?
Every Sunday we had to all go to that church. Yeah.
So that's like going to like a concert it's
bro. Yeah, honestly, I would love to play there, and obviously I've left there since. But since I've left, they are building another thing. Look at this. They're building a place called the Ark. in the same place, right? So look at that, the ark, right? That's in the same within those walls, 100,000.
That looks like
They're building 100,000 seater.
That looks like a stadium for the World Cup or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
So when you were,
So I was there.
So you're there every Sunday, and now you have a job that's public speaking. Were you very taken by the public speaking? Did you ever think of becoming like a preacher or a priest?
Yeah. People thought I would be,
Really?
Yeah, I was very good at speaking. And I was very good at like digesting information and making it like simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have to do? Did you ever do like a reading at that or anything?
Yeah, sometimes. But pretty much everyone had to at some point because there was so many little like
Parts to the service.
Not just the Sunday, and I'm not talking about the Sunday. I mean like even within the boarding school.
Right.
It was a boarding school I went to. So there's like the way the boarding school was, there was like 2 hostels. Obviously the boys, girls hostel, and then in each hostel there was 4 houses, right? Red, blue, green, yellow, right? And in each house you have a max of like 200 people. So every morning at 5 a.m. you had to wake up. Everyone in the individual houses had to wake up. And in each room, by the way, so the way the houses worked is 200 people in each house, around max, 10 rooms, 20 people per room, bunk beds, right? 10 bunk beds, 20 people per room. So then we'd all have to wake up in the morning, go to this common area in each house, and then literally pray.
Okay.
Right. And visually, it was always mad, isn't it? Because, bro, you're knackered. 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
5. So you wake up, someone will come in like like they call them the warden, right? The teacher that's meant to like keep us all in check, or like one of the prefects, like one of the most senior kids. They'll just come into your room, and because all the floors are concrete. So I remember they would do weird shit sometimes. Like they would get like a tin and then just throw it on the floor, and that sound is meant to just wake you up, and then they'll start counting down and you got to get out quick. So everyone's running, then everyone goes to like this common area, and then someone like leads, and they always change it, but then you got to like do like a prayer in the morning, and it's just like visually, it's just like in hindsight, it's like, bro, let me wear, just a bunch, just like.
And is it dark? 5 in the morning, is it?
Yeah, it's dark,
dark,
but you could lie a bit, but then there's like 200 black boys in boxers praying with morning wood. It's a bit weird.
You don't even get dressed?
No, not really. You just box, you're comfy, it's your yard, isn't it? Just like, just half praying, and then you got to keep it stepping. So you get there, you got breakfast, you do all your morning chores, go have breakfast. Then before classes start, there's like a morning assembly where, once again, there's like a little mini sermon and stuff like that. That happens. Then you go class. After class, you go have lunch, and then after lunch, you go back to your dorms, do some more stuff, you prep stuff, blah, blah, blah. Then you go back into like and there's like some afternoon like Bible study thing. This is all in the same day.
All in the same day, right? So there's a lot
Bible
of
study thing, and then you go and have what they call night prep, right? Which is like where you're a bit for study time as well in the classrooms in the evenings. Then after that, you have dinner. Then after that, you have once again your night service where everyone once again does a Bible thing in the evening, and then you go to bed. So across all of that, you've got about 4 Bible in one day, and it's all student. Obviously it's mandated by the school, but then it's all like different students have to like take it or whatever. Different times.
What time do you go to bed at?
Ooh, bedtime. Bedtime, I remember, was probably around 10.
See, you're getting about 7 hours sleep a night, so it's quite.
Yeah, but but all the days were so packed.
Yeah.
That
you'd be shattered, would you?
Shattered, but then also you need like in the mornings, there's so little time to get your stuff ready. And like, this is Nigerian boarding school, innit? So man's like, because I came from there. So it blew my mind, all the things I had to learn. Like when I turned up, man's like, what do you mean? I got a what? I was like, where's a washing machine? They're like, what are you talking about? You got to hand wash your clothes. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, so you got to hand wash your clothes. You got to like, clean, you got to cut grass and stuff like that. Like it's mad, bro. So we had fields there, yeah?
Yeah.
And like open gutters and things like that. And we had to maintain all the, like, we were basically the workers as well, maintaining the school. But like deep, and I did not realize how weird this was, admittedly, until I spoke to Finley Christie, who obviously just had on as well.
Yeah.
Finley was asking me, like, because we're trying to work on, like, he was trying to think, why don't you talk about that more, the boarding school thing? I was like, I don't know. He goes, okay, explain to me, like, what did you do? What did you have to do? And I was like, yeah, you know, I guess we were like the workers. We had to maintain the school, blah, blah. They said, okay, what? So, like, what, mow the lawn? I said, yeah, but not mow. We never had lawn mowers. We had, like, cutlasses and machetes. And he was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
You had machetes? I was like, yeah. He said, oh, so, like, the school provides you with machetes. And I was like, nah, actually, we had to bring them. Like, that was on our... That was, and it did not occur to me how, like, you know how you go to school, you get a list of stuff you got to bring in, right? So they're like, all right, school's new term, don't forget your ruler, you need a couple pencils. My school is like, machete, all right? Don't forget your machetes. And I swear, no exaggeration, this is 1,000,000% true. And in hindsight, I'm like, oh my God, that is mad. Because obviously before I went there, bro, I went to school in Newham.
Yeah.
Which was like, they had metal detectors there to stop people from bringing knives into my school, Kingsford School. Whereas in bloody Nigeria, if the metal detector don't go off, they bloody like send you back home. They're like, where's your bloody machete? All right? It's mad. But yeah, that's the kind of, so machete, you have to bring a machete on a hoe as well, like to till the ground, you know, buckets, stuff like that. So there was a lot of manual labor.
Where did you keep the machete?
We had lockers.
You kept the machete in your locker?
So, like, you know how I said there's 10 bunk beds, right? So in between, obviously each, so say this is like, these are 2 bunk beds, then each between each one, obviously, like to the left, I think, to like the left of your bunk, there would be like lockers, like one like that, two on top of each other. So you'd have one, the person above you would have one as well. And you just have to put all your shit in there. So you keep everything in there. You'd keep your clothes in there, your machete, your bucket, all of that. There was like a thing they called like the box room, where like if you had like a suitcase of stuff that you didn't need urgency, you can like put stuff in there. And even the box room was dangerous, bro. I'm having mad flashbacks, man.
Go on, yeah. What was dangerous about the box room?
If you didn't have the right suitcase, it was a problem because we had like rats, like huge rats
in the box room.
In just the dorm, in the hostel areas. But then obviously a lot of people would keep like...
Well, you've got a machete.
Yeah, but also people would keep like a lot of their food in there. Like, not, you know, you would bring like...
Snacks.
Like if you got biscuits, like, you know, some cornflakes, you keep that in there. But they could sniff it out and they'll tear through it. So you'd go in there and there'd just be a hole in your suitcase. Mad. So you had to buy those like... thick plastic ones to protect yourself, or they'll get in there.
Wow,
them rats were huge, man.
So, right, going back to the religious stuff, right? You got these morning classes, and
yes.
You're kind of saying, so at some point going to this school, it's kind of student led. So at some point you could be put in charge of leading the prayers.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you were put in charge, and how did you enjoy it? And
I don't remember the first time I was put in charge of something like that, to be honest. But I remember doing like a few. You know, I remember doing a few.
And did you always get a kind of a buzz from public speaking?
Yeah.
Because my first,
yeah, for sure.
Because I did a few readings at Mass. Like there was sometimes, because my school was run by priests, and then there's a church nearby, and a couple of times the priest just, like on Friday at school, I got to say, go to the office, and I went to the office, and the priest was like, listen, you live walking distance from the church. There's a student Mass on Sunday, and we have to put a couple of students up to read at the Mass. I'm going to get you to do it because you can read and you can walk to the church, so you have no excuse not to. I
can imagine you doing that because I've seen you're such a good speaker.
And like I would
get
a real buzz out of it. Real buzz out of it. Now the bit I always found really disappointing was that Mass would be like at 8 or 9 a.m. But in Ireland the Mass that gets busy is 1 p.m.
Okay.
So at 8 and 9 p.m. the church isn't full. At 1 p.m. it's full.
Okay, and you weren't getting the big crowd.
I wasn't getting the big crowd.
You were doing the early show at Top Secret Comedy Club, man.
I would your reading would only be a couple of lines, but I mean I would I would have it. I'd be, you know, I wouldn't be just going there and reading it. I'd have it learned. I would bring the piece up with me, but I'd have it I'd have recited it so many times I'd off by heart. And instead of just worrying about reading it, I'd be trying to make sure that it looked like I wasn't reading it. Do you know what I mean? That I was looking up. So then people would be like, he looked up. Do you know what I mean? He looked That's what I was going for.
He looked up. He looked up is crazy.
Because most people will just most people like hide in the page. Do you know what I mean? They're afraid to look up. Like, so that would be my big thing.
He looked up is so funny.
But you would get the hitch.
Yeah. I get you. Nah, I fully get what you mean, man. The whole, it's true that was a buzz. That was a buzz, but that's wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Why is that wrong?
Because it's like, that's why like, you see like, there's a lot of preachers like that. You can tell it gets drunk on it.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, yeah, you're meant to be a vessel, not like, they're like, no. And you can understand that. Imagine you had to do a gig, 50,000 people every Sunday. You'd think you're the dog.
Yeah,
that's why he's now building another one, 100K. He's like, this ain't enough. I need to double this.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. And it's true. We always do that. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, that place, it's almost like the religion thing. It was like currency.
And did you do a reading in that place with the 50,000 people?
No. Never on like never the big place. But the hall we had like in the school is still like a lot. Like that's the whole school. So it's like 1,500 people or something. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So you do it. So it's still a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a huge amount.
It's still a lot of people. I've done that before. So yeah.
So you stood out even at that because people are saying they thought you'd be a preacher because you were good at that public speaking.
Yeah, I was good at speaking. I was good at public speaking. But in terms of like my relationship with the religion, especially when I went to Nigeria, it was interesting because that school, like, and everything, there were some things that I just mentally, I was like, not sure about that. Do you know what I mean?
Go on, give us an example.
Just like, well, first of all, I don't know, sometimes I felt like there was too much focus on like wealth.
Right.
You know, so that place still felt very like, almost too opulent. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. But I suppose all religions have that to
yeah.
What in that, because I don't know, like in a Catholic mass they pass around a basket for people to put money in, and then one thing they did when I was younger, which was a bit controversial, is they started giving envelopes.
Yeah.
They send the envelope to your house, and what people were kind of saying about it is they would now know how much you gave and when you did give and when you didn't give. So, but that's the way they do it now.
Yeah.
That was considered a bit controversial.
Oh yeah, but now churches, bro, they got QR codes and that. They're like, you bank transfer that to heaven, man. They're like, send that to heaven. Yeah, back then it was the same thing as well. Like the money, it was just like, I don't know, something about it. And then also, I think sometimes you'd hear them stories. It's hard to like connect with them because sometimes they're not relatable.
Right.
I remember the time I started like appreciating it a bit more. It was a book I read by this guy called Max Lucado. I was just in like the library and I just found this book. I don't know why I read it, but he was interesting because he would like, I feel like the Nigerian church, especially, it was like very intense.
Very intense.
Very intense.
How long would the service go on for?
Ooh, what a great question. Too long. No, on the Sundays, probably like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, that's you know, like a Catholic mass is about 45 minutes.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. People be yawning.
45 minutes.
It's 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
That would just be like the singing section.
Because there's singing section.
Bruv, let me think what they do. You get in, they'll probably do like an opening prayer. They'll be like singing, which is like praise and worship. Then there'll be like for lack of a better word, a mini pastor come out. He would like maybe do a reading of something. Then they did testimonies. So that would be people coming out and talking, you know, of the good things that have happened to them. Like, God has done this for me.
Okay.
I had cancer, it's gone. praise be to God. Like there'll just be people saying stories about like religious interventions, right? Things have happened to them. Then there'd probably be another praise and worship thing. Then the bishop would come on.
Right.
Finally, the main dog, the bishop or Oladipo would come on, and he'd be up there for like. He could be up there for at least an hour.
And would he be
on his own?
Would he because in a Catholic church, basically 3/4 of it are structured, and they just say the same stuff every week, right? Same prayers, same kind of.
Oh no!
And then there's a little section where the priest will he'll write it that week, where he kind of gives his own take, but he might go. There's a story from this part of the Bible which is relevant to what's happening here in this.
Yeah.
But when he does that hour, is it all something?
Well,
he's written?
it's like what you just said, but for an hour. So whatever he's preaching about that week.
Day, yeah. So that's a real skill for him to write that.
Yeah,
every week and for it to be interesting.
It's impressive. It is impressive to be up there talking for that long, and he's not young, so it's like it is impressive. It is very impressive. Like they can speak, and like with comics, and it's interesting you said that as well. Loads of comics I love. It's the same. Earthquake. Do you know Earthquake, the comedian?
No.
Oh, you got to look this guy up.
Right.
You would absolutely love him. Talks like a preacher. Hilarious. He did he opened for Chappelle and Rock at the O2.
Earthquake.
So they had Earthquake, Jeff Ross, Aziz Ansari, and Ali Wong.
Right.
He was the funniest by a country mile. Like, I'm a big fan anyway, and he's the least famous in the lineup, and he had the whole crowd screaming. You would genuinely love this man. He's great.
I do think there's a lot of overlap between
100%.
Comedy and preachers, and my favourite comedians are the preacher category.
So who else?
Like with Chris Rock's, famously, his dad was a preacher. But but when I started comedy, I remember I got a book about how to master stand-up, and there was a chapter in it where they put every stand-up into different categories, and one of the categories was preacher. So George Carlin was preacher, like Chappelle was considered preacher.
George Carlin, preacher,
yeah, because he's talking about stuff. He's not telling, he's not telling jokes, and the illusion, the big kind of what they said. It was kind of American based, but they said like the main thing that the preacher comedian do is they're convincing it that they know everything, that they know everything, but Carlin will come in and that they act like a preacher. The way they talk is like a preacher. The way they move, like Chris Rock's probably the best example because he walks across the stage.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? The whole thing it's high energy. It's intense.
Yeah,
he's really trying to convince you,
whipping the crowd into
the crowd. And that is my favorite style of stand up.
Interesting,
by a mile.
I see it. I see you. That's your style for sure.
Yeah, that's what I tried.
That is your style.
Yeah,
you don't try, you succeed.
Yeah,
you're very good at it. I buy it. I'm like, damn, this guy's. Believe him.
But so you're in. So that's a great environment to be watching every week for someone who goes on to do stand up, because you're picking up. That's top class public speaking, really. Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. It's bizarre because I've never like consciously thought about it. Like, did I take anything from there? Because the gap between me leaving that place and doing stand up was pretty big.
It's pretty big, yeah.
And I never thought of doing stand up until someone else suggested it. Do you know what I mean? So there's pretty big gap, to be fair. Pretty big gap.
But on a subconscious level, there's something there, because the other side of it too is when you're there, you're in a community that's putting a high value on public speaking. Like compare that to someone who's not going to church, who's never watching anyone do any public speaking. Do you know what I mean? They're growing up in an environment where there's not a value on public speaking. Whereas I grew up with, my dad was a politician and I went to school at church. So I was seeing a lot.
Dad is a politician? Where?
Yeah. He was a politician in the early noughties. Like.
Okay. What do you mean? What was his role?
So the level he got to was MP. So he was a TD in Ireland. So that was the highest level he got to. But he had been in local politics for 30 years before he got to national. But I would have saw a lot of people doing public speaking. I saw a lot of public speaking. And I would have been fascinated by the sort of, like why is this person good at it and why is this person not good at it? What has this person done differently that made it interesting and enjoyable? And why is this person so terrible? Like, why is it so uninteresting to listen to this person? You're looking at the different dynamics of it, you know?
That makes sense, yeah.
Now, anyway, we go to the next question. So, right, let's imagine there is a God, and you're going up to heaven, right? And you meet God at the gates of heaven, and God says to you, Gbemi, I want to let you into heaven, but can you refresh my memory and remind me of 3 good things you did while you were alive that warrant me to let you into heaven?
Oh my gosh. 3 good things. What a great question. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know what I would say, to be honest.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know what I would say. It almost feels like, that almost feels weird to like say, I did this. I don't know.
It's not an easy question.
No, it's not an easy question at all. I don't know what I would say. 3 good things. I'm thinking of loads of things, but it's like, I don't know. I helped, homeless people. I don't know. Like maybe, maybe, I don't know what I'll talk about. I've raised loads of money for Parkinson's, I guess.
Have you?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
How do you, because you talk about that on stage.
Yeah.
So what did you do for Parkinson's?
I just like, they have, a few years ago, they asked me to like host a gig. I think Rob Deering used to do it all the time.
Right.
And I did it. And first time I did it, I think they'd been running it for 12 years. Then they sent an email to my agents after, and they were like, this is the most money we've ever raised.
Really?
Please, can he come back next year?
What?
They were like, this is... They were like, this guy, we don't know what he did, but this is so much money. Can he come back? And so it's funny, the Parkinson's UK gig is always my most advanced booked gig of the year.
Right.
Every year. Like I'll go into a year because it's always October and it's always in there. It's in there so early. They're like, book him in.
And you've no connection to Parkinson's.
Bro, I don't know a single person with Parkinson's, you know.
Right.
I don't know with Parkinson's. When I over the gig, I don't even know much about Parkinson's. I was just like, all right, cool. They sent me something. I started reading about it. Then I had a chat with Russell Kane because I saw that he did a charity thing. I called him and I was like, bro, like, how do you give me some tips? And they gave me some things. I was like, all right, they can't remix, put it my own way. Then I just go out there and bluntly, I'm just like a dick.
Right.
Like, in a light way, as in the energy is light, but the things I'm saying are not nice.
What do you say?
I just say bad things about people. I just mock them. I mock the people with Parkinson's.
They just throw
and they
money
just
at you.
go for it and mock them.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't your shape. I call them people with shakes.
Yeah.
And they just really enjoy it. The heads of Parkinson's UK, they love it. They're like, it's just a fun, as always, you don't take it that seriously because they all know they got it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why are we all here gonna like be sad about it? I can see you got Parkinson's, your hand vibrating. I'm up here. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you just have a good time. One time I brought a guy on stage. I had it. I didn't realize how severe it was because he said he did like boxing, and I tried to box with him. It was hilarious.
And he's shaking.
Yeah, I had to get him on stage, man. It was a disaster.
Yeah, because when people that have an illness or something like that or a disability, people just assume they're going to be very serious or solemn or something like that.
No,
and it's not the case.
They're great. Even like, because obviously you did a NHS foundation. I can't remember what it was, but even that, raising money for the NHS. I remember our first thing I said on stage was fuck the NHS. I use private. And they all applauded. This is true. They all applauded. Yeah, but so those charity gigs, that's what you got to do.
I remember years ago I did charity cycle for the Irish Guide Dogs. So and there was blind guys on the cycle, so they're on the back of tandem bikes. And every night we'd have like a dinner in a hotel, and guys would get up giving speeches. And there'd be guys they'd be nearly crying about how inspirational the blind fellas are and all. And the blind fella would be sitting beside you and he'd be like, will you tell him shut the fuck up so we can go and get some pints? You know what I mean?
It's always patronising, man. Parkinson's is so amazing. How you can pour a cup of tea whilst... No.
And all the blind fellas wanted was pints, sing along, a
That's
bit of
it.
music.
Get
do you know
me
what I
out
mean?
here.
They wanted the crack, like, you know.
But yeah, so okay, so I don't know. Parkinson's. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I'm a good son as well with my mother. Don't know what I'd say though. I don't know what I'd say. I'd probably argue.
You probably argue.
I'd probably argue. I would like quote the Bible and be like, nah, this ain't right. The Bible won't tell me to say what I've done because that's wrong.
So God, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be
Yeah,
asking
like
me
God,
to-
dad, you ain't God. You must be you must be a different God. That is a good part. In fact, you know what? Like speaking of like genuinely,
Yeah.
I have this like dilemma in my head because obviously as comics in this current day and age, we're meant to like obviously put ourselves out there, the Instagrams, all of that stuff. And I genuinely don't know how that meshes with like the religion.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like the faith. Like there's a couple. I don't know. It's stuck with me.
Is that because in religion you're not supposed to trump your own, bang your own drum? Trump
Well,
your
there's
own,
like there's literally I can't remember what it is. There's a thing in Proverbs literally that says something like that about like blowing. Like
blowing
when
your
you
own
do
trumpet,
something,
blowing
don't
your
blow
own
your
trumpet.
trumpet.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also there's like a thing of like, it's like a really good bit of like Jesus seeing like these guys, the Pharisees, and these like really religious people, and basically they're like fasting. So they're basically walking around the street and they're fasting, so they've not eaten and they're praying, but they're praying in the street and they're fasting. And because they're fasting and they're hungry, obviously their face looks a bit more disheveled. But what that means is the people are seeing them and they're like, oh, these are the really religious people. But then Jesus sees them and says that when you fast, get oil and rub it on your face. Basically, freshen up.
Right.
Basically saying people don't need to people don't need to know you're doing it. When you pray as well, when you pray,
Yeah.
don't pray in the streets. Go into your room and pray there. Because then he says, because if you do it in public, he's basically saying if you do all of that stuff in public and you want people to see you,
it doesn't count.
He doesn't say it doesn't count. The phrasing is really interesting. He said, you've got your reward.
Right.
Because that's what you want.
Yeah,
So fine. You got, people are like, oh my God, look at this. Fine, that's it. So whatever you're praying for, you ain't getting that, but you get that. So do you know what I mean? So I think sometimes as a comic, because it's weird. Like I actually think that sometimes, because when I first started, I really, not for like religious reasons, it's just like my it's just how I am anyway. But I never used to post stuff on Instagram. I don't really like the social media stuff as much. I never used to post anything. It just felt weird. Like, oh, look at me. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing this. And even now, there's like I post like clips and stuff, but there's certain things like I still don't, I need to get better at doing. But then I feel weird, like saying I achieved this, I did that. It feels, it's like a weird dilemma in my head because I don't like that.
Yeah, because there's a natural narcissism to social media. And I think certainly with comedy, I think you have to be a little bit careful because you don't really want to cross the line and show everybody your whole private life. And do you know what I mean? And sometimes you see things on social media and it's like they're showing you everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and I think family and some things should be kept back. But it can be it's a tricky tightrope.
It is
to walk. I think it is because you have to. It's very hard now not to. Well, this is why I'm doing the podcast. It's very hard now not do some kind of content creation.
And it's true. And do you know what? Putting out the content, that's cool. But like back to the religion thing, it's like, I wonder what God would look at, like, would think of, like,
social media.
Yeah, and like you get like, obviously if you post something, fine. But then if it's like, and we all get it, like the likes, the comments, it's like, it's like that feels like it don't align.
It's not
in
healthy.
my head. It's not healthy at all. It's not healthy at all.
It's a fine. Yeah, it's trying to get it right.
Yeah.
Right, I'll give you another one here. Right, if you met God and God said to you, Gbemi, I'm going to let you live a second life. You're going to be allowed to be reincarnated, but there's a catch. You have to change one aspect. Now, you can change more than one aspect if you like, but you have to change one aspect of your race, gender, or sexuality.
Ooh.
What would you change? What would you come back as?
Race,
gender, or sexuality. You only have to change one aspect. You can change all three if you want, but you only have to change one.
Let's think about this. Sexuality. Yeah, I ain't trying to. I ain't trying to. Nah. Okay, let's move from that one. Nothing wrong with it, but me personally, can't have nothing going near there, man. So sexuality, that might have to stay still. Gender, see, that's another one that's strange because okay, this is a very key question.
Right.
Do I remember what I was?
I haven't thought of that. I don't know.
That changes the question quite dramatically.
Go on.
Because
what's a better scenario there? What should I say?
Okay, let's put it like this. If I don't remember what I was,
Right.
like I don't really remember, I'll be a gal.
Okay.
I'll be a black woman.
Right.
Black woman, amazing. But if I remember that I was a man, and now, you know. If I can remember that I was a man,
oh God,
I think I'd die a virgin. A black woman virgin. Virgin Mary. That's what they'll call me, man. Shackles, I'm No, I might have to go out a virgin. So that's the thing. But if I come back and I don't have, yeah,
you didn't.
I'll come back to that. But if I got the memory,
yeah, I think in most reincarnation scenarios you don't remember.
Okay, if you don't remember, I'll come back as a black woman.
Black woman.
But if I remember, I'll come back as, what race would I change to? That's a great question. What race would I want to be? Okay, let me start knocking the races I don't want to be. Is man trying to be Indian? Not really. Nothing wrong with them, but not for me, man. They get swiped the least on Tinder. I've seen the stats.
Is that true, yeah?
Yeah, it's true. So, nah, sorry, bro. Although it might be a challenge. That would be good fun. Mm-hmm. So maybe I would. Nah, I'll come back as, what races we got? We got the... Wait, so what are my options? White, South Asian, East Asian,
Indian, Chinese. Yeah, there's not too many.
There's not too many, innit?
Yeah.
Would I come back as a white man? Would I come back as the enemy? I don't know. Would I come back as the enemy? Maybe. I'd like to know how it feels, man. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to leave the house and be like, I get it. I'll take over some shit too. Yeah, I might come back as a white man.
Come back as
a white Irishman, actually. You lot
white Irishman, yeah.
Because the Irish are like, I'll be white, but Irish are still like, you lot have...
Bit of perspective.
Yeah, you got more perspective because you've been through shit, You got, and you guys, I think sometimes you overdo it. Most Irish people I meet, they got like a potato chip on their shoulder. that was inappropriate. I'm sorry. Oh, the trebles. Anyway, but no, I'm cool.
Right,
I'll do that.
You come back as a white Irish man. Well, we'd be delighted to have you.
Oh my God,
delighted to have you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll finish with this one, right? Imagine you meet God, and you get a chance to speak to him. You get a chance to say something to him. What would you say to him?
What would I say to God? Oh, this guy's asking some real questions, man. What's the first thing I say to God? I don't know, part of me feels like it would be some basic thing about ask him about where he was in the... Actually, do you know what I would ask? I know I'd ask. I know I'd ask God. Because I've actually been reading Genesis. There's some stuff in that book, bruh. I just got to know, God, what were you thinking there, man?
In Genesis?
Oh, yeah. There was...
What happens in Genesis?
Oh, there's some mad stories. There's some mad stories there. There's one story of... I can't remember the character's name. But someone dies in it, and he's got a wife. And the wife didn't... the wife had loads of sisters and they all got pregnant, but she never got the chance to get pregnant because her husband died. And so then God told the husband's father to tell his other son to sleep with her to make sure so that she can get pregnant. She doesn't get pregnant. And obviously he's like, it's a bit weird sleeping with my brother's wife and that.
Yeah.
He's having sex with her, but then he pulls out and sprays his seed on the floor.
That's in Genesis.
I promise you, bro. And God kills him.
Is that true? That's in.
Yeah.
So you'd be like,
God
quite-
kills him. Bro, I'm
so that
Genesis chapter 20, maybe 28.
So that would be your question to God. Why did you kill him?
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, I'd be like, why'd you kill him? I said, why'd you kill him, God? I think it's 28. I might be. Yeah. I think God kills him.
Right.
God kills him for that. So I would be like, that's a bit deep, God.
And that was not the answer I was expecting, but
Yeah, I'd want to know stuff like that. Like, why'd you you killed? Yeah, I'd be like, why'd you kill him? I'd be like, why'd you kill him? Like stuff like that. I just want to know, like, what's the? I'd be like, because back then, you know, some of them Genesis stories, you were moving. You know, God, I get, hey, different time and that. I'd ask questions like that. I want to.
It's an interesting question because I thought everybody's answer to that question would be just that they would just say thank you, like thanks for life, thanks for creating the world.
I'd have questions. I'd have questions. I'd be like, what was? It might be like therapy. What's going on with you? Like, what's up, God? What's up that day? Nah, I'd have questions. I'd have questions about, like, I don't know, loads of things. Yeah, I'd have questions. Just it would be good to know how God thinks.
Yeah.
What's the thinking here? Is it simple? Is it super complex? I don't know.
It's an interesting one. It's an interesting note now to finish the podcast on. So it's a very bleak story to finish on. But we're running out of time here because we started a little bit late because there was a train station closed and Gbemi had to get a bike here. Before we finish off, Gbemi, is there anything you would like to plug or any final words you would like to have with our listeners on Does God Exist podcast? I think we can say that you're very much in you believe in God. We can put you in that category.
For sure.
You're in that category of the guests.
For sure. I have a podcast called We Saw That with my best mate Andrew Mensah. So if you want some more on me,
yeah,
you can go there. It's good fun.
Good fun, yeah. How often do you do that?
Podcast once a week. Live show last Tuesday of every month.
Live show in Top Secret.
Yes.
Top Secret. Well, it's all there is left for me to say is thanks a million for coming on, Gbemi Oladipo. Did I get it?
Yes, sir.
Did I get it? Ah! Once I heard you wanted to be Irish, I was like, I'm going to remember his name. I'm going to remember his name. Until next time, you've been watching Does God Exist with myself, Jack Hester. Just remains for me to say thank you to Gbemi and hope to see you all again soon. Thank you.